To another edition of Coffee Chat. I'm Scott Gwatney. I'm one of the advisors here at Burns Estate Planning and Wealth Advisors, and today I have the honor of being joined with Mr. Ernie Burns.
Hey.
Ernie, thanks for being here. Today we're going to kind of talk about something that's really front of mind, and holiday season and inflation. And how do you personally see the inflation affecting the holiday season and just everything involved with what goes on?
A lot's happening, and think about where inflation all came from, right? It basically came from policies passed, supply chain shortages throughout the last 2 years. Supply chain shortages was really created first with the world closed up for close to a year or more, actually more in some cases in some states, California, So, but that demand came out when these people started getting out working again and actually having a life and traveling again, right? And all of a sudden people had to get back in their plants and back to work, but they had all these huge supply chain shortages left and right, this huge demand for goods and services. From there, the administration came in, a new administration came in, and first thing they did was, let's cut off the Keystone Project pipeline. Then no new drilling of oil rights, no new licensing for the United States. So from being all dependent on ourselves, now we're dependent on other countries. But that's another subject. That being the case, though, that has raised inflation up dramatically over the last couple of years, to the point that we went to up to 9.1 or 2%, 9.2% at one time. So now inflation's starting to come down for the holiday season, but there's issues all the way around because now cost of goods and services is so much more.
Yep. No, and I think we're going to see that kind of, across the board, across all avenues of holiday season, from food to goods and services. And that brings me to the next question is, specifically for the holiday season, how do you see that affecting the holiday season at whole?
Well, first thing, people are going to start leaning on the credit cards more and more. Scott, you prepared for me something a couple of weeks ago. I did a special on Fox 8 about credit card debt, and basically TransUnion, let's see here, TransUnion showed that credit card debt's now up to $866 billion for the third quarter. And after the holiday season, which is a 19% increase from last year. And from that, after the holiday season, they expected to get over $1 trillion.
Yeah.
So credit card debt is the first thing. People are going to have issues with that.
No, I agree. And I mean, we've talked about it before, and that's one thing that we don't want clients leaning on. Yeah. It's okay to use them and pay them off, but some of these credit cards can be 14, 16, 22%. If you're going to carry that over, that's a guaranteed rate that they're going to charge just to get through the holidays.
And here's a suggestion how to handle that, okay? Let's say you play Monopoly once a month. You take your 5 credit cards out and you decide which ones you're going to pay off or pay down that month, right? Well, do it in a little bit different manner. Start with the highest one first, okay? Let's say you have one at 24%, right? Pay that down first. Pay it off. Not down, pay it off. Then it will create a snowball effect, and you go to the next one. Let's say it's at 19%. Pay it off, and you will become accustomed to it. What you'll also see is that some things you can't afford. You'll actually see yourself in the past. You would normalize and say, hey, I'm just going to live with the credit card debt, pay the minimum every month. You normalize the debt. You normalize that lifestyle. Now, as you're paying it off in a snowballing effect, now you realize what you can't afford. Okay, you realize what you really can't afford, and you're going to increase and give you the ability to increase your credit scores by paying off that debt also.
Yeah, no, and I had a conversation with a couple clients recently, with Thanksgiving coming up and things like that, and it's been, you have these parents and we have clients that always want to do everything. They want to provide for everyone, and I told them this year, sometimes it's a strain. I told them, look, just maybe have other people bring something. Have everyone participate. You don't always have to be the person to take that burden on, and just certain things like that, because we know we've seen fuel prices increase.
And food's going with it.
The food's right there with it, and that brings me to, Black Friday coming up, shopping, things like that with inventories. I mean, we've had talks about that and how that's going to affect the holidays.
And what you've seen is, yes, gas prices have more than doubled than 2 years ago, but it was triple, right? It's come down a little bit, but foods and goods and services really have not. So like you're saying, that's not a bad idea. People basically all bring in one item to the Thanksgiving.
Just contribute a little bit more, make it more of a family atmosphere and contribution. Yeah. Now I'm going to take a pivot, kind of get off the holiday season and really to what a lot of people watch our videos, our TV shows, and the podcast for is clients that are getting ready, not even clients, just anyone getting ready to retire over the next year. How would you recommend, or is there any advice you want to give to them about how they could do that in this current climate that we're in?
Biggest thing I'm gonna say is this: if you look at retirement, don't invest as you always have. Okay, and that's going to sound a little puzzling to some of you. And here's what I mean by that. If you're 55, 65, whatever retirement age you're looking at retiring at, or some of you 70, right?
Yeah.
All right. So if you're looking at retirement and you're still investing as if you were 20, 30, 40 years old, the definition of sanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over again, you expect different results.
Yeah.
Well, if you invest in the same way, you're going to have the same roller coaster ride as the market. And we've seen the roller coaster ride we've had the last 2 years.
Yeah.
In retirement, I don't know about you, but as I get older, I want less stress. All right, you want to de-stress your life. Yeah. In retirement, you want de-stress. And that's what Burns Estate Planning and Wealth Advisors does. What we do is build retirement plans and income plans and tax strategy plans to de-stress that issue.
Yeah.
So don't invest as you always have. Some of you out there get used to some of the mutual funds that you've had through the years, through your retirement accounts or some others. But sitting down with a retirement advisory firm that specializes in retirement is going to give you some new ideas, some new investment suggestions, and some new strategies to de-stress your future in retirement.
Yeah, no, exactly. I tell everyone, look at your expenses and be honest about those expenses. Not only now, but in retirement. I mean, be honest with those, check out your income streams, and really the most important thing is, you said it, put a plan together. Come in and see us. If you haven't had a plan, you're approaching retirement, come see us. Let's start putting that plan together. It's never too late, and it's never really too early to start looking at that plan. And if you already have a plan and you haven't talked to someone, come sit with us and let's put a retirement system in E-Money. Let's sit down and let's get a second opinion on what you currently have, and make sure that if it's 2-3 years old, you haven't heard from anyone, let's make sure it still makes sense in this climate and in this environment.
It's getting your fiscal house in order.
Yeah.
You know, it's getting your fiscal house in order. If you're approaching retirement within a couple of years, or you just retired,
Yep.
you know, if you just retired, you want to make sure you have a plan for the future, a retirement plan, an income plan, a tax strategy plan, and even an investment plan for the future. We do have a brochure, Getting Your Fiscal House in Order. You can look at us on our website, or you can give us a call at 800-308-4416. There's a text number too, I think she will attach to this video, that you can text and ask for that the Fiscal House brochure in order.
It's a tremendous help.
In addition to, you can also make an appointment for a 15-minute phone call, 15-minute overview with a financial advisor. That's helped a lot of people in the past. You're not sure if you need an appointment, you're not sure what you're doing is right. A 15-minute phone call with a financial advisor, and there's no obligations. It helps a lot of people in a lot of different ways.
Absolutely.
Because it gets you, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah,
right?
That's 100%.
And I've been doing this 29 years, so there's things I did not know and you learned. And when you were in retirement, you might have come from Exxon, Chevron, a retired teacher, wherever you might have retired from, that's what you focused on the last 30 years. This is what we've done the last 30 years.
Absolutely.
So we can help.
That's what we're here for. Well, Ernie, thank you so much, and thank y'all again for joining us for another edition of Coffee Chat, and we look forward to seeing y'all soon.
All right, that's it. Take care, guys.
Take care.